All right, welcome back to the Camaro. We're working on this RideTech 4-link quote bolt-in kit. So I'm going to tell you right now that this area right here, where all the hammer marks are, the bar interferes here. Part of the tubing from their from the upper mount interferes here, and it interferes along this line here where the snubber was. It also interferes here where I've got these Sharpie marks along this line. Also, these tabs that mount here on the upper mount are not bent properly. So what I'm saying is that you can see the marks from this thing from the upper mount hitting those surfaces I just showed you. So this tube, this bottom or front tube rides too high, this tube rides too high, and these tabs on the outside are not bent at the proper angle. Also, the front mounting point here really needs to be angled down a little bit to fit this space, to fit the angle here properly where I've been hammering on things. So if you don't get all that right, then the points where the cradle mounts into the frame aren't going to seat. If they don't seat properly, it's not going to have the proper strength. So RideTech says in their directions that if the cradle doesn't fit, they're jig built, so it's your car's fault. Well, when you look online, you're going to find the videos of pretty much everybody running into the same problem I am. So it's nice that they say it's the car's goddamn fault, but I can tell you what, after you bench press that thing, I don't know what it weighs, 20 times into place and out of place and into place and out of place, and hold above your head and then swing a 2-pound sledge to beat shit out of the floors you just got done restoring, so that their mount fits properly, even though it's not their fault. Seems to me like maybe they could adjust their goddamn jig. That's all for now. All right, we're back under Project Camaro. At this point, I've cleaned everything up after having to beat on the body to get the upper cradle to fit for this RideTech 4-link. I would like to point out that these are factory. This is a factory trunk pan, and this is factory floors in the car. So it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's their product doesn't fit very well, at least that part of it. So we're all good now. Everything's cleaned up. We're looking pretty, and had to do a repair on the unibody over in that area, but that's all taken care of now. So we will start thinking about getting this thing installed. Today we're going to start the installation of the RideTech 4-link suspension system for the back of this car. So there's some videos online on how to do this. RideTech's changed a couple things since those videos were out, and I'll illustrate those points. One thing that I have noticed with at least a couple of people online is they had trouble getting this upper cradle, which is what you're looking at, to fit in the car properly, and I was no exception. What happens is where this bar rides, it interferes with this portion of the trunk, which then doesn't allow these tabs to seat properly. Also, these tabs are not bent at the correct angle. And as you can see, they're made out of 1/4-inch plate, so they don't exactly move easily. Furthermore, up here where this front mounting area is, this bar interferes right in the middle. You can see it rides right up against that. Well, this whole area has been massaged, aka beaten, with a 2-pound sledge, and I was forced to do the same thing along this line to get this bar to go up far enough. The main problem is these indentations here in the trunk floor, because they stand this bar off. Now, RideTech in their instructions says that if this thing doesn't fit properly, it's your car's fault. Maybe the car was welded on a Friday, because their stuff is jig built. Well, saying the angle on this front mounting point doesn't follow this line on the car. There's still a small gap there, but it was way off. That was because this bar wouldn't seat. Now, the problem with all of this is that if that stuff doesn't seat properly, then where you're getting your real strength is where this bolts into the frame, the unibody, and it leaves a big gap. So I've got that gap pretty well zeroed. Here it's standing off. You can see that. Where the hell is it? There it is. So I've got to get those to sit flush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the bolts as per the instructions in the back mounting point for the sway bar and in this front mount, and that'll keep everything in place. Right now I'm just using a couple of clamps. Then I'm going to drill the holes going up into the unibody, into the frame on both sides, and I'm going to pull the unit up with the hardware, I hope. We'll see. And then if that all sits properly and flush, then we'll go to these side mounts, because when that comes up, when the mount here, when the upper cradle goes up and sits properly, it's going to move the holes for the horizontal ones up as well. So if you drill them all at once, those horizontal holes aren't going to line up unless you started with those, in which case then you can't pull your cradle up into position on the frame. So RideTech's got a great reputation for building quality stuff, and the stuff is quality, but I can tell you right now, this upper cradle just doesn't fit very damn well. So for the record, these are all factory floors in this car. They have not been cut, they have not been altered. So, you know, it's not that somebody came along and put in aftermarket floors or trunk floor in this, trunk pan in this, because this is all GM. So this cradle should have fit without all this aggravation that I've had to go through. RideTech's got a video out where the 48-hour build, where they're talking about, well, we'll put this, we're ready to put the 4-link in. We'll have this in 2 hours. Well, my sweet ass, I knew that was bullshit when I heard it. You'll spend 2 hours, at least, is what I spent on it, 2 hours to get this cradle to fit the way I've got it now, which is still leaving a gap over here that I don't like. That's got to go away. So we'll see how it pulls up. If not, we're going to have to go back to the hammer and move things. It's going to irritate me because I've repainted all this stuff that got screwed up making the cradle fit. So that's today's project, is to get started on this 4-link system. Thank you. All right, we're back on RideTech's bolt-in 4-link system for this 67 Camaro project we're working on. I'm going to save the next guy a whole lot of headaches. So here's what this whole thing comes down to. Get the bottom bar installed per their directions. That's pretty straightforward. And they're bolt-in rear mounts where the old spring perches went. That all goes together fine. Put the shock mount on. Make yourself a couple of 14.5-inch spacers. I made mine out of wood. Put that in your lower shock mount, your upper shock mount. Do the same thing on the other side. So those points are fixed. These lower bars, they're not adjustable. So that means you can measure all you want, but it's going here. RideTech wants the length on that shock to be 14.5 inches, and they want the distance between the axle and the floor, which isn't particularly clear, I didn't think, to be about 8 inches. So by the time you fix all those points, this takes all the drama out of where the rear end is going to get positioned, and these are the upper tabs you've got to weld on your axle. Well, they specifically say that they want the distance from center to center here 10.5 inches. So stop measuring everything, set that the jig that they give you to 10.5 inches, fix the bottom point, fix the shock point. That means that this can only go in one spot, and that's where it is. So the only thing you've got to do is set your pinion angle before you weld these on. All the other measuring, to me, completely unnecessary, because they tell you if you don't put these measurements where they tell you to, then the suspension's not going to operate properly. So get yourself an electronic or a digital angle finder. Set the pinion angle to 3 degrees up. Well, get the car level, which you can tell I'm 2/10 a level on the car, depending on where you measure it, but basically the car dead level. And then you can switch this over. You put your magnetic finder here, and now it's what are we reading? We're reading 87 degrees. So this, since it's, which is 3 degrees up, you got to allow for the fact that it's sitting at 90 degrees. So that's where everything should go. You set your 3 degrees up there, do everything else the way I just told you. It'll take all the measuring and drama out of everything because you fixed the points. So there you are. All right, we've completed the installation of the RideTech 4-link, as you can see. It's really a pretty system. It looks good, and of course it's going to make the car handle fantastic. So this is what things look like when they've been fully cleaned up. Obviously we're going to need some new tires on this car and new wheels to set all this off, but this is going to make this car drive like a modern sports car. So here's what all the hard work was for.